was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest you step in, we finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife, right? People might think that we're frontin', then they see all the news online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by SCO. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I said my heart's wide open, goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go, every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Cracker's spams. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGG. And apparently, my mic was really low earlier. So hopefully you guys can hear me now, and I am doing well. So Jamie C wants to know, what was this song? That's Legend by YT Cracker. It's an excellent song, YT Cracker's a good friend of the channel, good friend of the show. Hey, what's up, Miss Susie Satin, Haunted Wisp? Justy View says, dude, have you watched the Mario movie? I have not watched the Mario movie just yet. However, 6 million people have watched it illegally, as it has been on Twitter, apparently. And I missed it. I missed that it was on Twitter for free. Zag when everyone zigs, typical Tony. It is typical Tony. And I am here going solo for the moment. Maybe some people will pop in, maybe they won't, but who knows? We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie, how it has made over $1 billion with a B globally. We're going to discuss some Ezra Miller Flash news. Of course, we're going to wade into this whole drama with Netflix regarding Cleopatra, the race of this famous lady, and why the Egyptian Council of Antiquities is getting involved. Additionally, we got to talk about both Mila Kunis and Margot Robbie, as they both are being attached to various roles in the new Fantastic Four movie. And last but not least, certainly an issue that a lot of people are not talking about. I haven't heard anybody in the movie talk community actually discussed this, which is pretty shocking considering a lot of people are lefties. I gotta admit it, right? A lot of the movie talk people are lefties. They're always virtue signaling and me tooing and all that stuff. But apparently, when Matthew Lawrence comes out on record and says basically his agency fired him as a award-winning director propositioned him in a hotel room in which he refused. Nobody cares, right? It happens to a man. A man gets sexually harassed, sexually propositioned. No one cares. No one cares. But we do. We do care. So we will be discussing it. Avatar King for nothing. What? With that said, don't be gossiping about Saggy's Bay. Ooh. Saggy says she doesn't even like Ezra Miller. That he's not funny. He's not good. We care. Thank you, Miss Susie. Avatar slander. Is it? I don't know about that. But let's jump into it. Where to begin? I guess we'll go with the lead here. Super Mario Brothers movie officially smashes 1 billion globally. This is from Variety magazine. The Super Mario Brothers movie is officially the first film of the year to cross the coveted $1 billion milestone at the global box office. As of Sunday, after 26 days of release, the animated video game adaptation from Universal, Illumination, and Nintendo has grossed $490 million in North America and $532 million internationally. It's only the fifth movie of the pandemic times to join the 1 billion club, following Spider-Man No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick, Jurassic World Dominion, and Avatar Way of the Water. The Super Mario Bros. Movie opened in theaters on April 5th and generated a towering $204 million in its first 5 days of release, notching the biggest opening week of the year and the second biggest debut ever for an animated movie. Man, Super Mario's dominating everything. Nintendo, it's got everything on lock. Tommy says it's the best movie ever made. I hear it's a lot of nostalgia bait, Tommy. I hear it's a lot of nostalgia bait, so it's not good. It's not good, right? Blinded. Yeah, is it okay to see the Flashpoint movie or not? I'm so confused. I mean, it's okay to see it. See what you want to see. Personally, I'm not excited. It doesn't look very interesting. Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be insane sales. Is it? Let's make the sequel twice as big. That never happens. It always goes down. Stay hydrated, homies. Exactly. I'm drinking water, H2 and the O, with a little bit of Mio lemonade flavor. Oh, so delicious. Staying away from those monsters, those evil monsters. Since then, it has become the highest grossing movie domestically and globally of 2023, as well as the highest grossing ever for a film based on video games. Not a high bar to cross, as we discussed before, but, let's give it more records. Let's do the Tommy Tellerico approach and just put record upon record on it, right? We'll say it's the highest grossing film ever based on a video game starring Italian plumbers, highest grossing film based on a video game of human characters, highest grossing film of a Nintendo property. Let's just keep adding things on. Those records are especially encouraging because the last time that Mario and Luigi graced the big screen in 1993's disastrous live-action Super Mario Bros. Became a legendary example of Hollywood's inability to adapt video games. This time around, Mario, featuring the voices of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Jack Black, has thrived as a 4-quadrant blockbuster. Again, I think people are missing. In 1993, it did not have the same amount of appeal, right? Mario was still pretty new. You had Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, and Super Mario World, I want to say, just came out. Not a lot of nostalgia, not a lot of different generations playing Mario. But now you got all these. What we got, like 15? I think Blinded did a ranking of the Mario games, and there's like 40 different Mario games. So, I mean, the nostalgia is just for everybody. There's so many generations. But is it the best plumbers in movies? No, it's not. Johnny Sins plays the best plumber in a movie. So there's that. To be honest, 93 Mario was falling off and people were into Mortal Kombat and shit. Yeah, the 90s were getting a little edgy. It's getting a little edgy. And Mario was a little too family friendly. That's kind of why they made the movie the way they did. They wanted to make it a little more edgier, a little more 90s ish. Blinded barely played any of those games. That is true. That is true. Mario should invest all the coins he collects. Nah, he shouldn't. I mean, not to get off base, right? But in a kingdom in which you can hit a block and get gold coins, inflation must be through the roof in the Mushroom Kingdom, right? Coins aren't worth nothing. People are like wheelbarrowing whole things of coins for like a loaf of bread. It's like Germany post World War II, post World War One, into World War II. It's just crazy the amount of inflation. Blinded did the ones with Mario in the title. There's more if you count Wario titles, Yoshi titles. Yeah, that's right. I mean, you got to count all the Yoshi titles, all the Wario titles, which is a lot. Luigi has a few. Plus those CGI games. 100 coins get you a life. Yeah, that's a weird exchange rate. This time around, blah, 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 blah. There's also benefited from brand recognition and nostalgia for the popular video game, as well as the months-long lack of movies targeted at family audiences prior to its release. Directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, the film follows the Brooklyn-based plumbers known as Mario and Luigi, who are sucked into the mystical Mushroom Kingdom, along with the Princess Peach. They prepare to stop the mighty Bowser from total domination. So there it is, $1 billion. Will it have legs to carry it over? Will it beat Avatar Way of the Water? Who knows? Who knows? Just like real life, 100 coins buys you an extra life. It's going to be a weird economy there. Is there like a bunch of dead Mario bodies just laying around? Or how does that work? Hospitals just non-existent. Just give me 100 coins. You get a free life. You don't got to worry about healthcare. You got cancer? 100 coins. Don't worry. In the Mario movie, they see Toads at a market getting coins from the blocks and spending them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the case, if we could just get coins out of blocks out of thin air, they're not worth anything. Makes no sense. That's why Mario is a communist. They should have just had trade, barter. Gold coins are meaningless, worthless. Also, if we know anything about the lore of Mario, all those blocks that you destroy in Mario are actually Mushroom Kingdom residents. In the original booklet that was included with Super Mario Brothers, it said that Bowser used his magic to turn the Mushroom Kingdom residents into blocks. So all the little blocks that you see in the Mario game that you're smashing, that you're going around smashing all these blocks, those are people. Mario is a mass murderer. It just kills people left and right. Not only dead Mario bodies, but a load of Goombas and Koopas with compressed necks. Yeah, but they deserve it. Also, Goombas are residents of the Mushroom Kingdom, apparently, or something. Aren't they like traders? Mario's a communist. Yeah, the red workers hat, a mustache, the yellow star. Yeah. So they're sending those blocks to Toad Heaven? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I do wonder if Mario is going to keep going, or are we going to see a $2 billion Mario movie? If they keep it in theaters as long as Avatar, the first one, what the fuck was it? Just Avatar? If they keep it like a year, like Avatar, maybe it'll make like $2-3 billion. Right? The old Mario movie got into that. The king turning into the fungus. Mario is very Machiavelli. Yeah. So from now on, destroy every block you see. If you want to be psychopathic, yes, destroy every block. Block lives matter. 56K warning wins the internet today. Speaking of winning the internet, not to digress, but there's a great video by Alpha Nerd we're going to be watching on Thursday. Just a little preview of Thursday. Oh my God, I remember Jurassic Park 1 in theaters for a year and a half. Was it in there that long? What's up, Carla Acosta? All right, moving on. Let's get to this Ezra Miller controversy. Warner Brothers says Ezra Miller might sit out promoting The Flash because, quote, it's not a PR-driven film. Yeah, it's not a PR-driven film. It's a nostalgia-driven film because that's why we got Michael Keaton to play Batman. After a resoundingly successful early screening at CinemaCon, Andres Muschietti's The Flash is back at it, trying to hide star Ezra Miller from the spotlight. Miller stars as The Flash, but don't tell that to Warner Brothers co-chairperson Mike DeLuca, who tells Vulture's Chris Less that Miller may sit out promo duties. Jesus Christ, I'm gassy. In a weird way, it's not a PR-driven film, so we don't necessarily have to put Ezra out in the front. That's a first. I don't think I've ever heard this excuse before for a big superhero blockbuster. Our star, the main hero, doesn't have to do press. It's not needed. No PR will benefit this film one bit. We know the hidden message behind DeLuca's comment. Warner Brothers are trying to hide Miller. There's nothing more to it. They want to let the movie speak for itself. That's all fine and dandy, but it's a total lie that The Flash is not a PR-driven film. I agree with you, World of Real. Then again, do you blame them? Miller had quite the summer last year, assaulting people around the world left and right, but supposedly that doesn't seem to matter much to Warner Brothers, as it shouldn't, especially if the movie is this good. Audiences won't care either. I don't know. I think audiences might care because he was out there choke slamming women, throwing chairs at people in Hawaii, possibly kidnapping Native American girls, offering their parents blankets in exchange for her companionship or something. I don't know. The trailer is just Keaton nostalgia. That's what I'm saying. Like, you would think it's a Batman film. It's Batman Flashpoint. And Jurassic Park coming to basic TV was a week-long promo run. Damn. I do remember that. Yeah, he did. Ezra Miller had to choke a bitch. A couple of them. And then he stole that liquor. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I know some of it wasn't true, and some of it was blown out of proportion. And, you know, that video of Ezra Miller getting arrested and freaking out and, you know, acting crazy, that doesn't matter. You know, the tribal council trying to get custody of Takata Iron Eyes because they think that maybe Ezra Miller, it's a little crazy. Nah, that doesn't matter either. They lost, so it doesn't matter. So obviously they were in the wrong if they lost. Sorry, they had to choke the bitch. Yeah. Miller's summer adventures are too many to list in just one article, but here goes. He choked a woman, was accused of grooming children, was arrested multiple times for punching people, committed armed robbery. Oh, and he reportedly and illegally housed a mother and 3 young children on an unlicensed cannabis farm. Basically, Miller saw what Armie Hammer, James Franco, Gina Carano, Louis C.K., and Will Smith had committed and said, guys, hold my beer. Called it a mental breakdown. I do hope he's seeking the help needed to better himself and make things right again. The gods of film are surely by his side. It was just his luck that before he became a serial criminal, he had completed work on a blockbuster that had incredible word of mouth so far. So apparently they're trying to hide Ezra Miller, which is weird, but not unexpected. I think he's done, gentlemen. I think this means if they're hiding Ezra Miller, if they're like, hey, we don't want him front and center, he might be gone. He might be gone already, right? Some actors and actresses get booted for less. I think he's booted already. I think this is indicative of him being booted. They have no control over him. They have no They're not trying to force him to do PR press for the movie. So I think they let him go. It's one of those, we're going to let you go, but we're not going to say anything. And here's some money so you don't say anything. Oh, gotta love it when rich people can't handle being on weed because they get the good weed, Tommy. You're getting that 1% THC. They're getting that high 100% THC quality super weed. The Geek Getaway is all of us and all of you. Tony Frog Kermit is just the guy running the thing. That's right. We're a they them here at the Geek Getaway. I can't wait to see the new Batman movie featuring the Flash. No one refers to you as that. We all call you Tony or Tony the Frog, or just Frog or Frog Tony or Kermit. Whatever makes you guys feel better. This is James Gunn burning all bridges from Snyder, possibly. What's up, George?
Hey, Tony.
So, what do you think about this Warner Brothers not having Ezra Miller do PR for the Flash?
I mean, we've kind of known about this for about a year because that was one of the options going forward with the Flash, which was have the film released, but don't have Ezra Miller involved in any of the promoting. So it's not a surprise that this is a suggestion.
Well, I don't think it's a suggestion. Mike DeLuca said this is what's happening. He said, and I quote, "It's not a PR-driven film, so they don't need Ezra Miller to do anything."
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he chose to do what he did last year that caused all these problems, and now you got to pay the price for it.
So, do you think that's it for him? Do you think he's officially done?
I think he's done. They're not going to say it right before the film comes out that he's out of the role.
Yeah, that's what I think that they're doing. I think this is their way to signal that he's done without actually saying it.
I think if he didn't do what he did, I think he probably would be more likely to stay. Because I think there's a possibility that they're going to keep certain things that do work, certain actors that do work. But even if they were doing that, even before the reboot, I always felt like Ezra was on the chopping block just because of what they did. And with this reboot happening, it makes it more likely that they're out the door.
Yeah, I remember we watched my family sat down and we watched the Justice League movie. That was myself, Sidekick Max, my father, and my mother, and we watched it. And I didn't like Ezra Miller's portrayal of the Flash, and my father was kind of on the fence with it. Sidekick Max, he didn't really care. He doesn't really have a frame of reference. But my mother, she didn't like his portrayal. Do you know why?
Why?
She said, and I quote, "He seems a little too gay."
Oh.
So, yeah, I think he's out. I think he, like you said, he was never coming back. And despite how good the movie is, despite his performance, I think he might be one of these actors that he does a great Barry Allen and just a shitty Flash, right?
Yeah, even when my mom watched both versions of Justice League, she was always Ezra's kind of a dork, or the Flash is kind of a dork. Just the way they portrayed the character.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really know much about the Flash. She only really followed Batman and Superman before the DCEU.
Yeah, my parents don't really follow all this. Like I was saying before, the general audience just doesn't care. DCEU, DCU. They just want to see good movies, right? Reboot, don't reboot. They don't care. I think they're going to get rid of most of them. I think they're all just... Speaking of the Justice League and all that, apparently there was an event this weekend. Something called SnyderCon? SnyderCon, that's what it was. And apparently Gal Gadot was scheduled to show up, but she never made it.
Really?
Yeah, apparently she was all set, ready to go, but just never showed up. I guess maybe she didn't get the memo. maybe she, I don't know. But this has become a point of contention among several people in the movie talk community, fandom of the DCU, if you will. So, our friend of the channel, RJ, Resident Justice, has challenged a gentleman by the name Sil Abdul to a debate, on his scoops and such. And so the terms have been set. Sil has said, hey, I will debate you, RJ, if you show up on camera. RJ actually cammed up and made a response Twitter video and said, let's go, let's get it on. So terms have been set. They've been agreed to. I've offered this channel as a neutral ground to get that debate happening. So hopefully it happens. I would love to see this get settled once and for all.
And I'll throw my endorsement to have it on this channel and to have you as moderator.
Well, thank you.
Because we need a neutral channel. We need someone that's going to call out bullshit on both sides, not just show favoritism to one side. Because I see like a lot of people like picking sides with this, like your team RJ or your team Sil. It's like no one is really out there saying, well, hold on, gentlemen, let's duke this out. Let's hear what both sides have to say.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we got to listen to both sides. I've had my opinions on scoopers, but I still give people the benefit of the doubt. I give people a chance to talk. And so if they want to come on, have a debate, it is going to be a debate. Let me just say this right now. If anyone's listening, anyone can get the message to the people that need to get this message. If they come on to this channel to debate, it will be a debate. It's not going to be two guys yelling at each other, screaming at the top of their lungs. It's not going to be a case of one guy just throwing a bunch of stuff out, and then another guy trying to react to like 17 points at once. No, it's going to be like, hey, give me a point, one singular point, and now what's your response to that point? Okay, now you give me a point, and what's your response to that? It's going to be back. It's going to be civilized. That's what I'm saying here. So hopefully this happens. I'm here for that. If we will actually debate RJ, yeah.
And by the way, I see a lot of people are bringing up RJ's retirement. Was he ever really retired?
No one ever believed he was retiring.
I mean, like this was like I love RJ, but this is the 10th time he says he's retired.
Yeah, and I think he got a haircut too. So I want to share the video because he put himself out there. I think it's only fair that we hear what the man had him say.
Yeah, he did get a haircut. It looks like he did.
So apparently, Sil Abdul has accepted my challenge to a debate, but I have to cam up. Well, if that is the case, sir, then I gladly accept. I will gladly cam up and debate you. Just name the time and place. You can have it be on my channel or on another person's channel. I will work out those details, but I will gladly debate you and cam up. Just, let me know where and when.
So there it is. It's all for it. I'm all for it. I hope it happens. Let's make it happen. I even offered Zodwriter as, he could verify that I do treat people fairly when they come on this channel, right? I give everybody a chance to talk. 2 enter, 2 leaves. Nah. Kermit, the referee. We're going steel cage match. Do you want to moderate for the sake of clout chasing? There's no clout to be had here. No matter what happens, no one's gonna like me afterward. I'm gonna lose clout, if anything.
No, the thing is, we just need a neutral party to have this on because let's be real. If you were to have this like debate on Saggy's channel, like obviously there's gonna be like people are gonna see it as biased towards RJ because Saggy's his friend. Same thing if you have it on $3 Theater. But if you and it's the same thing with them. If you have it on Skywalker's channel, it'll be seen as favoring Sil's side.
Well, it won't just be that. It'll be the person controlling, obviously, the StreamYard. So people will be worried about getting kicked or muted. And then you got to worry about the chat because obviously, like you said, it's going to be leaning one way or the other. So the moderators are going to be, favoring a certain side, whether it's the RJ side or the Sil side. So right here, this is Sweden, right? This is Switzerland, not Sweden. hell am I thinking? Is it cloud chasing if it falls into your lap? No, it's not. You didn't actually chase it, right? You have to chase to be cloud chasing. And there'd be like cloud finding. I don't chase cloud. I just find it. Just stumble upon it. Like, oh, shit, there's some cloud. Let me grab that. Right? But yeah, so I hope that happens.
But honestly, like I had a feeling he was going to come back after this weekend because obviously we know like Syl and that crew were there at SnyderCon, so like it was only a matter of time before the one of the most vocal critics of them were to come back.
Didn't RJ go back to college, and that's part of why he was gone? I thought he had finished. He just finished college or something.
He graduated. He just graduated.
Yeah. And he was going to go into the field of teaching young ones. He was going to teach the Padawans the ways of the Force. But he had to come back to strike down the Sith Lord Syl Abdul. So
to teach him how to take down the Snyder fans.
Finbar says, if Syl wants to nominate a proxy for a cage fight, I'll volunteer the proxy for RJ. I'll fuck that dude up.
Oh my goodness.
No cage matches. We'll keep it civil. Keep it civil. All right. I don't know if you heard about this, but there's a controversy going around involving the latest Cleopatra movie.
Oh yeah, I heard about this yesterday actually. Like I saw it when I first logged on. Yeah,
so apparently Cleopatra, who I don't think there's been any DNA evidence as to exactly what her racial background is, her ethnicity. Famously portrayed by Elizabeth Taylor way back when. It's a new Netflix movie being produced, I think, by Jada Pinkett. And Cleopatra's black in the movie. And apparently people from Egypt are very upset about this, saying it's not accurate. This is a real person. You can't just go race-changing people. And apparently, I don't know if it was the producer or director, but somebody involved in the movie basically said that the reason that they made Cleopatra black was because their grandma told them that Cleopatra was black. So obviously it's true. But now Egypt's Council of Antiquities, they're getting involved. Let's see what happens. Apparently there was a lawsuit.
But wasn't there supposed? I know there's supposed to. Isn't there still supposed to be a movie where Gal Gadot's playing like Cleopatra? Like whatever happened with that?
No idea. She probably backed out. I was like, I don't want to get involved in this.
Because I know Patty Jenkins was like supposed to direct it, but then she got bumped to producer.
Yeah, maybe it was a little falling out after that Wonder Woman. I don't know, Patty. I don't know if we're gonna work together anymore. 56K winner says the frog didn't land on Clout Rock. Clout Rock landed on the frog. I like that quote. Oh shit, there's some clout. Let me grab that. I think I will clip it. Go for it. Knock your socks off, Justy. Egypt's Supreme Council. Man, the Supreme Council. Not just the regular Council of Antiquities. This is the fucking Supreme one. Supreme Council of Antiquities. It's like a bunch of guys in robes. Like going around like attacking people. Has added its voice to the row over the portrayal of Cleopatra as a black woman in Netflix's upcoming docudrama. Now it's a docudrama. Apparently, first it was called a documentary, but now it's a docudrama. Queen Cleopatra. The casting of actress Adelaide James, who is of mixed heritage as the iconic ancient Egypt ruler, has caused a fervor in Egypt where the subject of Cleopatra's ethnicity is a sensitive subject. The show, which is executive produced and narrated by Jada Pinkett Smith, is due to launch on Netflix May 10th. The 160-year-old SCA, the Supreme Council of Antiquities, they go way back, which is responsible for Egypt's cultural heritage and all its archaeological sites, put out a press release on Thursday giving its reaction to the portrayal of Cleopatra with African features and dark skin. Oh boy. The Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities confirms that Queen Cleopatra had light skin and Hellenistic, quote, Greek features. The body said in the statement posted on the website of Egypt's Ministry of Culture and Antiquities. So there it is, right? That should be the end of the argument. And they're the Supreme Council. I don't know how you can argue with that. Docudrama that's damage control. Yeah, exactly. Gale is from Israel and even fought against Arabs in the army in Egypt, as Arab has a bit of bad history with Israel. That's why that film never happened. It's probably right, Jamie C.
It says like she's still like preparing for the role, like a couple of articles.
Does it?
I'm like, look, I'm trying to find.
It
Well,
just
one Phantom Wire says Queen Cleopatra actress blasts fans. I guess it's the one that's playing her, despite historical inaccuracy. While Gal Gadot prepares for a movie with one woman director Patty Jenkins. So I guess like that project's still happening. It just doesn't have a release date.
it's going to be shelved indefinitely. It's going to be one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been preparing for it and then just quietly stop talking about it. Cleopatra was the queen of incest. Ew.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when they made a big deal about Gal Gadot in the Wonder Woman movie? Was it the second one or the first one? Where she like was up against, I think it was the second one. She was up against a car and like she put her foot on the car door to like push the car away. And her foot was on like Arabian letters or something. And it like made this like big whole drama because she's Israeli. Hey, what's up, Nerdette? I don't trust anything Jada Pinkett Smith puts out. She's a nutter. She's hot but crazy. She was hot like 30 years ago. Space facts. She's bald now. I don't want to oil up her head and go to town. It's not my thing. The statement will likely add fuel to the backlash against the film, which prompted calls for Netflix to be banned and petition bannered Stop the Cleopatra documentary on Netflix due to historical falsification, which also garnered some 40,000 signatures. Again, I don't think a petition has ever done anything. Ever.
Yeah, like these petitions usually don't really move the needle on anything.
SCA Secretary General Mustafa Waziri addressed the charges of historical falsification in the statement. The appearance of the heroine is a falsification of Egyptian history and a blatant historical fallacy, especially since the film is classified as a documentary film and not a dramatic work, which requires those in charge of its production to investigate accuracy and rely on historical and scientific facts to ensure that history and civilizations are not falsified, he said. Wazari added that statues and depictions on coins of the queen pointed to her having Hellenistic features and fair skin, drawn noses, and thin lips. He denied that the recent backlash in Egypt against the casting of James in the role of Cleopatra was due to racist attitudes towards people of African origin. The rejection experienced by the film before it comes out sparked out of defense of the history of the Queen, Cleopatra the seventh, which is important and authentic part of the ancient history of Egypt, and far from any ethnic racism, with full respect for African civilizations and for our brothers in the African continent that brings us all together, he said. Why is that always the go-to, George? It's like always the go-to. Like you feel like, hey, this isn't historically accurate. They're like, you're racist.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't think no one 100% knows what Cleopatra really is like race wise, but most researchers, the majority of the research says she's like part Macedonian Greek, Iranian. Like more often than not, like she's most likely going to be portrayed as like Middle Eastern. It's very like there's only been like a few.
I don't think so. I don't think Middle Eastern.
But like part
Macedonian's is more.
No, not like Macedonian, but I'm saying like the Iranian, like part like there's a lot of like rumors, but like there's very few that say she's black.
I'm just saying because the Macedonians were more fair-skinned, whereas like people from the Middle East are darker just because of the sun and stuff, you know.
Unless like, but I think some people say like she was part like Macedonian and part like Iranian. But like, it's very rare for for people to say that she was black or part black. Again, we don't really know because this was like ages ago. So like, but again, there's always new research.
Yeah. The producers of the show have expressed surprise at the reaction out of Egypt. In a statement posted on the Netflix website on Wednesday, they emphasized that the show's focus was on Cleopatra as a powerful woman rather than the color of her skin. Working with leading historians and experts, including Shelley Haley, professor of classics and African studies, Hamilton College, and Dr. Sally Ann Ashton, Cleopatra scholar, we explore Cleopatra's story as a queen, strategist, ruler of formidable intellect, and as a woman whose heritage is a subject of great debate. Her ethnicity is not the focus of Queen Cleopatra, but we did intentionally decide to depict her of mixed ethnicity to reflect theories about Cleopatra's possible Egyptian ancestry and the multicultural nature of ancient Egypt. It seems like every culture is multicultural according to certain people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have Netflix, so I'm not going to... Well, I used to have Netflix, but I don't anymore, so I'm not going to watch this, even if I was interested in watching it.
I do love that this article says that Adelaide James, who is of mixed heritage, but doesn't say what her mixed heritage is, right?
Yeah.
I wonder. Let me look her up.
I never really heard of this person before.
She is a British actor and screenwriter. She plays blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say. Literally, her Wikipedia page is like 2 fucking paragraphs.
Yeah, it's very bare. Like, first of all, we don't know really how old she is. It just says she became interested in acting in high school. She went to Richmond upon Thames College, University of Bristol. She was a screenwriter of a short film, played a role in a TV series called Casualty, which I've never heard of because it was on the BBC. She doesn't really have much of a
presence.
Yeah. I mean, this is a mini series, so is this really going to even like, who knows how popular it's going to be, because series on Netflix for some reason tend to not do well and last that long.
Yeah, she so the only website I found that has anything on her is some weird website that says, based on search results, Adelaide James, the actress, is a British actress of English and Welsh ethnicity. So I'm guessing since she's from England, she might be English and African. Though what exactly, whether it's Egyptian, Sudan, Sudanese, South African, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Finbar says causality is shite.
This also sounds like this is just going to become another miniseries that just gets lost in the shuffle of Netflix stuff, because I had no idea how much like series were actually on Netflix, but like I never hear of them unless like you decide to like type something up and you see, oh, like I didn't know like this was a thing. Like one of my friends, he writes for MovieWeb, and he talks about all these like international series on Netflix that like I've never heard of.
That's because Netflix just buys everything. It is fucking every and anything. All right, so we got some gifted memberships. Finbar Saunders gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Finbar. 56K warning, Beefy Bites, Botched Vasectomico, Amiko-chan have received. There's one still in play. So if somebody wants to grab that membership, it's there for the taking. Thank you, Finbar. You can be on the show for another week. Let's see what else. Jamie C says she played Mark Anthony, and Julius Caesar, she belongs to the streets. Belongs to the streets. Jamie C says, how do I get it? I think you got to scroll up to the where it says gifted memberships. Then you click on it or something. I don't know. It's always some weird thing. You gotta like allow memberships or allow gifting. So I get a free month. Yeah, you get an extension. He extended you for a month. All right. Have you heard this rumor, George, about Mila Kunis being the thing?
Oh my! It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Apparently, it was on TMZ at one point. Well, she says she's not in Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot, but she knows who is. That 70s show, damn it. Don't do that to me, Ramp. I don't want this shit. How do I close this? How do I close this? They're not going to do... What the fuck? You're really going to do this to me right now?
Wow. Like live the rap. Really?
Hold on. All right. I think it's better. Fucking the Ramp. I hate all these pop-ups. Remember when websites used to just be happy with you reading them and like getting all that advertising from you, seeing all the 57 different fucking ads on their page? Mila Kunis denied rumors that she'll be starring in Marvel Studios' upcoming Fantastic Four reboot, but she did let slip that she knows who will be starring in the project. During her appearance on CBS The Late Show with James Corden, Kunis said flat out she will not be appearing in Fantastic Four. She's lying. Mila Kunis is playing Alicia Masters. That's why they got confused with the Thing, because she's playing the Thing's girlfriend. Right here. You heard it here. First. Just like, what's the name lied about being in Spider-Man? Oh, well, yeah. Miss Susie is a new member. Thank you, Miss Susie. Susie don't need no headouts. Nah, she got it. Holy shit, that is her? That is who? You didn't think that was Mila Kunis or what? She's gotten older. I think she got her cheeks done.
Yeah, Mila's going to be 40 later this year.
She's got that Demi Moore look going on.
Which is ironic, given that Ashton Kutcher was once married to Demi Moore, and now is married to Mila.
Yeah. He dumped Demi Moore to go to Mila, for Mila to look like Demi Moore. He's like, I want Demi Moore, but like a younger version. Mila's like, no problem. I got you, boo. It says during her appearance on the Late Late Show with James Corden, she said she flat out she will not be appearing in the Fantastic Four, and that the rumors stem from a lunch she had with director Matt Shakman. Now, we went out to a deli and had lunch together. Oh shit, Ashton, you better check his ass. And the next day, I was somehow in Fantastic Four. Kunis, who would presumably play Sue Storm, a.k.a. the Invisible Woman, in the reboot, though some rumors are claiming she was also in talks to play a female version of the Thing, said the meeting was just lunch and that she will not be playing any of the 4 titular roles. However, she says she knows who will be. See, she's not playing any of the 4 titular roles. Right now, I'm confirming it. Mila Kunis, Alicia Masters, the Thing's girlfriend. I am not in Fantastic Four, she said, but I know who is. But I don't want to get in trouble with the mouse, so none of you will find out.
This is why I want the casting to be announced, because these rumors are starting to get crazy. Like they were getting crazy at one point later last year, but now they're getting even more insane.
And it basically just goes on and tells you about the Fantastic Four, which we already know. We all know what the hell it is, right? But we do got more rumors, because Margot Robbie offered the role of Sue Storm in Marvel's new Fantastic Four. I don't know what's people's obsession with Margot Robbie. I do not find her the least bit interesting. She just looks plain to me. Like there's nothing that stands out. I think all y'all nerds, like whenever a woman plays in a geek centric show, movie, whatever, like suddenly like she becomes like, oh my god, she's super hot. Like look at what's her name, the one from The Mandalorian, Gina Carano. She's fucking hippo. She's super hot. I love her. She's fantastic. Gina Carano, can't do no wrong. Then the other one, the one who plays Bo-Katan, what the hell's her name?
The actress that plays Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna look it up. Bo-Katan actress.
Come on, someone help me out here.
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff, yeah. She's got a chin that can cut roast beef, but apparently everybody's in love with her. She's fucking hot. I wish she would sit on my face. Super hot. Like, no, she's not. Like, I'm not saying she's a dog, but Jesus.
Well, I guess some nerds need to see more women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, look at fucking the Game of Thrones chick. Emilia Clarke is not beautiful. Get her in Game of Thrones, put on a wig, have Jason Momoa have her way with her. Suddenly she's like everybody's fucking bae. Sim's gonna sim. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She has a nice ass. Katie Sackhoff was hot in Riddick. No, she wasn't. She still had the Katie Sackhoff face, which is what makes her not hot. If Margot played a red-haired Harley, he changed his mind. No, to me, she's just like plain. Miss Susie's right. Margot is cast for everything because she's a blanket slate. Yeah, she's a blank slate.
The thing is that they're just looking for any blonde actress, like for fan casting for Sue Storm. Like Jodie Comer was like a popular choice for a while. I remember back in 2021, Jennifer Lawrence was like a popular choice. They're going to pick any blonde actress that has a big name or is big at the moment.
And Joshua Perez says Katie Sackhoff shows her boobs in Riddick. Plain does not equal white. Plain just equals plain. There's plenty of white women that I love that I don't think are plain. But we're not here. That's not what we're here for, guys. To start rating women and why Scarlett Johansson has fallen off ever since she hit the wall, right? So it says, following yesterday's report that Paul Mescal, who the hell is Paul Mescal?
Another name that I haven't heard of.
He's been offered the role of Johnny Storm in Marvel's new Fantastic Four. It appears that there's a new rumor out alleging that an actress has been offered the role of Sue Storm. This, in case you don't know, this comes from the Diz Insider. I had to use Archive because I tried to go here and it kept giving me too many redirects. I was like, fuck it, I'm in the Archive.
So Paul Mescal's like an Irish actor. The films that he's been in, I haven't really heard of these films or like some of these films. They're like, I guess like they're smaller films. He does a lot of theater work. His most recent theater work was like a play based on A Streetcar Named Desire.
Oof. 56K says, didn't this channel review Saggy's boobs just a day or two? No, we reviewed her her Fansly. It was not just her boobs. Come on. We're more classy than that. You did miss a good show, though, George. It was like nobody wanted to come on and tell Saggy that her boobs were saggy. According to reliable industry insider Daniel RPK, the role has been offered to none other than Academy Award nominee Margot Robbie. They take one of ours. They take, what's his name? The dude that played Crossbones. What the fuck's his name? Why can't I think of anybody's name today? Fuck.
The guy that played Crossbones?
Yeah.
Frank Grillo?
Yeah, they took Grillo, so we're taking Margot Robbie, right? That's how it is.
Well, Frank Grillo kind of made it clear like that he wished he had done more. They did more with his character at Marvel. It feels like with DC that they're going to do more with him.
Yeah, I mean his role was gone for like it was like what, 7 years ago that he died or something in the MCU.
Yeah,
he was done.
He was like a secondary villain in Winter Soldier, and like he was like a villain that just got killed off at the beginning of Civil War.
Yeah. Miss Susie says, "Wait, did you? I like Saggy. Yeah, she was here. Not to get sidetracked, but Saggy Melons was here live as we went over her Fansly account. And if you want to check that out, that would be the Neighborhood Watch last week, Thursday edition. It's the only one right now. It's the first episode. Star Wars, as Saggy would say. Yeah. As of right now, it's unclear if Robbie has accepted the offer, but like any job offer, it's entirely possible for her to decline. As reliable as RPK is, it is for that reason alone that we implore you to take this rumor with a grain of salt until it is confirmed by Marvel or any of the major trades. I always hate these sort of rumors, right? Because basically, you could just be like, they offered the role to just about any actress, right? Samara Weaving has been offered the role of Sue Storm. Oh, she didn't get it? Oh, it's because she turned it down. Oh, they decided to go in a different direction, right? She was just one of several actresses that they had offered the role to. Rumor, Marvel. I heard that. Yeah, that's another stupid one. Did you hear the Antonio Banderas is going to play Galactus?
Yeah, that's a bizarre one. First of all, I don't know like if Marvel's gonna do another arc after the after the multiverse saga, but I feel like if they continue after the multiverse saga, that's when they're gonna use Galactus. Still too soon to do Galactus.
Yeah, way too soon. That's our Flash reboot. Marvel is searching for new characters. DCU just in limbo with the same set of characters. Yeah. It was shit, but was free and saggy charges. Oof. Oof. Let's see. All I know is we saw boobies the other day. Was it $20 worth? I don't know. Should she accept, this would not be Robbie's first time playing a hero. For the last 7 years, she has played the anti-hero Harley Quinn. But then she didn't play a hero, Disney Insider, right? You can't say she played a hero and then call her character an anti-hero. In Warner Brothers, the DCU, now known as the DCU. While this would be her first major project at Disney, she's been long rumored to star in a female-led Pirates of the Caribbean reboot too. Jessica Alba and Kate Mara played the roles in Marvel's previous adaptations. The sister of Johnny Storm, she eventually falls in love with Reed Richards and has 2 kids with him. Adam Driver is currently believed to be in the final talks to play Richards, which I hope to God does not happen.
I mean, I like Adam Driver. It's just, it's not that I can't see him in the role. It's just gonna feel weird.
Yeah, I think he's too old. To tell you the truth,
I don't know. I don't know if it's because he's too old. It's just like I get it. Actors have a range, but it's like whenever I feel like Adam Driver plays like characters that always have like pent up rage, and it'll be like just weird to see him play like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, Joshua Perez is right. I'd rather see him play Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Kylo Ren had had a lot of rage inside him. I feel like he'd be better suited for like a villain role or like Dr. Doom.
What's up, Dr. Newbin? Reed Richards is in early 40s in the comics, depending on which version they use, right?
Yeah.
Because in the Fan 4 stick, they made them all young, right? They're all like in their early 20s or something. Because the movie started, he was a kid, and then like he won a science fair, and then like he went up and up and up. And I think it was like 20-ish, supposedly in the movie. I think that's what they need to go with. Because again, it was one of the problems with casting Robert Downey Jr., although he did a fantastic role as Iron Man, right? You go, he's got a limited shelf life, right?
Yeah. Well, the guy that played Mr. Fantastic in the 2005 film, like he's 49 years old. He was like in his early 30s when that first film came out.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you want to go for 30s if not 20s. Because I feel like with that you have like you can have over a decade to play the character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
This has to stretch out. You're not going to kill off the Fantastic Four, right? So this character's got to be around for like the next 20, 30 years.
And yeah, like I love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. He did a phenomenal job. But you gotta remember, he got cast into the role in his like early to mid 40s, so the timetable was kind of limited.
Yeah, it's like Samuel L. Jackson, right? He does great as Nick Fury, but man, that clock was ticking ever since he got the role.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Like he's limited because I feel like another reason why he's so limited is because of Mark Ruffalo's age.
Yeah, but you could have him just stay as the Hulk like they have him now, so he's pretty set. Reed can get all into his own head and be a real aloof dickhead to his family. Driver can pull that off. He can, but I don't know. I don't see him. He doesn't have that like
He
family
just seems
vibe.
like he just seems like he'd be better suited for a villain role.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four is about family. Get Vince. What's his name in there?
I think he'd be a very good Dr. Doom. So I think they should save him for Doom.
No, I'm not saying get someone in his 20s, but I'm saying that the guy in the Fantastic Four wasn't that guy in his 20s?
Well, Miles Teller was.
Yeah. I think Miles Teller was a little bit older, but I think the character itself was supposed to be like early 20s.
Yeah, because Miles Teller, because I remember like the year before Fantastic Four came out, he starred in Whiplash, where he was playing a college student in that film.
Yeah, Miles Teller was born in 87, so right now he's
36.
36, and that movie came out what?
So it's going to be 8 years since that Fantastic Four film came out. So he was in his late 20s when he was casted.
Yeah, he's like 28.
Or played the role.
Yeah, again, Adam Driver has the build and charisma for Doom. Exactly.
Actors tend to play characters that are younger than the actor themselves.
The less said about Fan Four Stick, the better. Yeah, Trank ruined that shit. He did. I want to make a body horror film out of the Fantastic Four. What the fuck are you thinking? I know Blinded is like, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm like, no, that's a stupid idea. Like, don't do that. Don't. Black Panther originally showed up in a Fantastic Four strip. Yeah. He also changed his name at one point in the Fantastic Four comics. Did you know that?
Oh. No, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Stanley.
I know Spider-Man always crossed over with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And the Fantastic Four crossed over with him.
Yeah, well, Black Panther debuted in Fantastic Four, and then at some point he changed his name because Marvel felt they didn't want the association with the Black Panthers. But then the Black Panthers convinced him, no, we want the association. So they changed it back. And it was just like never mentioned again. It's like one of those things that happened and like, never going to mention it again. All right. Now, despite years of nonstop speculation, the casting process was confirmed to have finally begun in mid-February. Shortly before that was revealed, director Matt Shakman was seen having lunch with actress Mila Kunis. This led many to believe that she may be in the running for the film. That obviously still remains to be seen. She's going to be, I'm telling you, she's going to be Alicia Masters. Ashton Kutcher as Ben Grimm, Mila Kunis as Alicia Masters.
Oh my goodness. You know that was actually a thought I was having. I was like, wait a minute, what if like are they considering casting Ashton Kutcher as the Thing? If she knows who it is, because like I don't know who else like she would probably know about being the Thing.
That's the most logical, right? Unless they're gonna get one of her other castmates from that 70s show. It's like, hey, what's the name? Not Ashton Kutcher, the other one.
Topher Grace.
Yeah, what's Topher Grace up to, Mila? You got his number? Could you call him?
I mean, there's no shame in going from Venom in Spider-Man 3 to being the Thing.
He was a terrible fucking Venom. It's terrible. Like, what were they thinking? Like, what's name is supposed to be big and fucking buff, right? Even Tom Hardy doesn't really look like Eddie Brock in the comics. Eddie Brock's like fucking huge.
Yo, like he's like buff, like bigger. Like when I look at Topher Grace, I look at someone that possibly would fill in for Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire left the Spider-Man role at the time.
Yeah, that actually would have worked out. Hyde from that '70s show is a sicko. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hyde. Oh, that's a lot. He's gets himself in a lot of trouble.
BJ, blasphemous
justice. He's like the second incarnation of RJ.
I'm his opposite, you know.
The new RJ.
Yeah. Since he wants to retire, I'll be like his replacement, you know.
Well, no, he ain't gonna retire. He's gonna debate still.
Oh yeah, and he'll retire again like the 50th time. So how's everybody's day?
Going pretty well.
Going all right.
He just came in for the most controversial article of the day.
Oh.
BJ's like, time to go.
Oh no! It's like what's the Fantastic Four thing?
No, we just finished that up.
Oh.
Mila Kunis is not going to be the Thing.
I was teasing the idea of Ashton Kutcher possibly being the Thing, since who else would she know playing that role?
Oh God.
But what do you think about Margot Robbie as Sue Storm? That's a new rumor.
It's cool in theory. I don't see her. I mean, I don't know. I see her too much as Harley Quinn to see her playing as Sue Storm, but I don't know. That's just a me thing personally.
That's a good point. It's like I've just gotten so used to seeing her as Harley Quinn. It's not like Lawrence Fishburne going from DC to Marvel like he did when he played minor roles.
Yeah, like you're playing a bigger character. Like you're playing two big characters. Like you're going from Margot, like from Harley Quinn to Sue Storm, which is just I don't think that would ever happen because I think James Gunn likes working with Margot Robbie because I think she's most likely to stay at DC as Harley Quinn. And that's just a me thing. That's just what I personally think was going to happen. I like having like unknown actors playing these characters. Like I like Mila Kunis. I know people said Adam Driver as Reed Richards. They're just too big name people to actually star in these roles, you know. Like get somebody who was on like a Netflix movie or a Netflix project or anything like that. That's the route they should do. So
yeah, well, they're saying in the chat. Joshua Perez says Mila Kunis also knows Jason Segel. Maybe he's playing a thing. He's like 6'4". He's a big.
Well, he's been another one that's been hinted at a lot I remember last year.
Hugh Super J says I nominate Chloe Cherry. I don't know who that is. I'm afraid to look that up. That name sounds a little sus.
Anytime I hear the name Cherry and something, I'm like,
Chloe Cherry. Let me look that
Yeah,
up.
apparently it is an American pornographic actress. No, she's former.
Oh God.
She's appeared in over 200 films. Apparently she's went from HBO to hardcore. Now she's back.
I know shit. Okay, she's in the HBO show Euphoria,
Which is basically a porno.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go back from that tab and then just go back. It's all right.
Takes me forever to get through that show just because of like the themes that are in there.
No, just because you were skipping to the sex scenes. You like sex, talking.
I've never seen Euphoria, so I don't really know.
I've only seen like the first few episodes of it.
Isn't that the one with the trans character that's like with Zendaya or something?
Yeah.
I don't think I could watch that. It'd just be weird. I'd be confused. Be right back. Just need to do some research.
You want
Jessica Alba was good in Dark Angel. Forget Sun City, Dark Angel. Or Deep Blue Sea. What is it? Deep Blue Sea? Whatever. The one where she's in the water.
The thing is, what they need to do is they need to find like a group of actors that like can like portray a group of friends. That was one thing I did like about the 2005 film. It did feel like they were a group of friends.
Yeah, like I've always liked those two movies. You know, at least I mean that's how ridiculous as they are. I mean, it still has a sense of fun, whereas Fan Forstic was just like a bunch of robots, like so monotone and just trying to be so edgy and serious and just
More, it puts the Snyderverse edginess to shame.
Yeah,
Right.
well, we got lucky though because I remember the original draft or the original cut. Dr. Doom was going to be an online troll.
Yeah,
Oh
I heard about that before, like the trailer came out, like talking about what they're gonna do with Doom. I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't.
That
Nope.
Dr. Doom was going to be his online handle. Like he was still going to be Victor Von Doom, but like he was going to go by the online handle Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's the point where they're just so desperate to just to ground the crap out of Fantastic Four, like have it so grounded, not just have him just a guy that has his own like country or whatever. It's just some online dude.
Yeah, some online troll. It's fucking the quartering is Dr. Doom.
Quartering.
Oh my goodness.
He's just writing news articles about the Fantastic Four. I beat you this time. You're woke.
They're woke.
They saved the black guy before they saved the white guy.
Of all the people in the community that Keemstar talks about, it's the quartering.
I can see Dr. Doom being like having his own called the Doom Nation. What's up, Doom Nation?
Boy, he would have been Doomcock. He would have been Doomcock.
Doomcock, I forgot.
Before Doomcock existed, because Doomcock came out like 2017. This film came out 2015.
Maybe that's where he got the idea. He's like, if they won't do it, I'll do it myself. All right. We got to get to this. This is an important article. This is a serious article. We're going to try to maintain a level of civility when we discuss this, because I haven't seen a lot of people discussing this, and I was kind of shocked. But again, it's a dude, right? It's not a chick. Matthew Lawrence, my agency fired me after I refused to, quote, take my clothes off for an award-winning director. I have an idea who the director is. I think I know.
I think so too, because they brought up a Marvel director, and I know what Marvel director has done controversial stuff. It's not even from the MCU.
Yeah. Then we're on the same page. We're on the same page. Actor Matthew Lawrence opened the April 28th episode of his Brotherly Love podcast on a serious note, reflecting on the hashtag #MeToo movement and his own experience with sexual harassment in Hollywood. On the show, co-hosted by his brothers, fellow actors Joey and Andrew Lawrence, the 43-year-old actor recounts his experience refusing to engage with the director involved with a Marvel project who asked Lawrence to take off his clothes during a meeting. Could you imagine that? Just like in a meeting, hey, can you just take off your clothes? Like what?
That'd make me feel awkward.
It's fucked up too, because he has, like, Joey Lawrence is his older brother. You would think, it's not like he's an unknown. Like, they were just like, we could take advantage of this like nobody dude, right?
Yeah, like it just like came out of left field. This whole thing.
There's been many times in my life where I've been propositioned to get a huge role, Lawrence says in the podcast. I lost my agency because I went to the hotel room where the actor alleges a prominent director showed up in his robe, asked me to take my clothes off, said he needed to take Polaroids of me, and said if I did X, Y, and Z, I would be the next Marvel character.
Yikes.
Lawrence alleges that his agency, which he did not identify by name, I'm sure people could figure it out who he used to have, right? At that point, if we really
Yeah,
go digging.
yeah, I think we know.
Ended up firing him because he left the hotel room. A representative for the actor was not immediately available for comment. Lawrence began working as a child actor at the age of 4. Notable credits include playing the son of Robin Williams' character in the 1993 smash Mrs. Doubtfire, The Long Lost, Jack Hunter in the ABC sitcom Boy Meets World, and a lead role in the family comedy Brotherly Love, which aired from 95 to 97, and also featured his siblings Joey and Andrew. Matthew shared his difficult experience during a larger conversation between the brothers about the Me Too movement, which he calls a very good thing. However, he argues that men have not received the same support as women when it comes to sharing their experiences with sexual harassment and abuse in the entertainment industry. Not a lot of guys, in my opinion, have come out and talked about this in the industry, Lawrence said. Now, granted, it's probably about a third of what women go through. Men go through this as well. I think our society is less ready to hear that situation is going on with men than they are with women. I agree.
I mean, look at Brendan Fraser. Like, he was blacklisted for years.
And look at what the hell's his name? The black guy.
Terry Crews?
Terry Crews, yeah. They all laughed at him. They're like, Terry Crews is huge. Some guy grabbed his junk. Why didn't Terry Crews just beat him up? Like, dude, really? He's at a Hollywood party. He's just going to just fuck some dude up in the middle, like some high executive. Miss Susie Smith says it happens to men just as much. I would argue, and this is going to be a weird thing that I think probably no one's going to agree with, but I would argue it happens to men more in Hollywood. Okay? Simply because nobody would believe you, right?
Well, we're less likely going to know if you're a guy than if you are a woman, because again, like you just brought up, like Terry Crews, like that took a lot for him to admit what happened to him. Like Brendan Fraser got like blacklisted for years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So did what's his name? The one that went all Christian, the damn Hercules actor. What was his name? Kevin Sorbo. He said that he claims that basically because he used to be a model and that they would do the same thing in the modeling industry. That, oh, you want a good modeling job or whatever? Go blow this fashion designer or whatever. He was like, fuck that, I'm not into that shit. So I think it happens more to men in Hollywood, right? We're just framing it into Hollywood. I don't want to be like, oh yes, men are out there getting assaulted more than women. And that's what I'm saying in Hollywood, because A, there's a lot of weird shit going on in Hollywood, and B, women are more vocal. They'll at least step up, and if someone hears about it, they'll step up for them, right? Whereas if a dude, like you always like you were you weak? Like how could you let some dude take advantage of you? You're a man, right? The whole machismo thing.
But also when Terry Crews came out, like that was around the time the Harvey Weinstein stuff, so more people were focused on like the Weinstein victims.
Yeah. What are we talking about, Beefy? We're talking about men being abused in Hollywood. Every dude X-Men has Polaroids out in the world, confirmed. Yeah, pretty much. They were all pretty young, and like nobody's in that cast, right? The first X-Men movie, except for even Hugh Jackman was pretty much. I don't think he was really anybody until he played Wolverine, right?
It was like his first Hollywood role.
Yeah. I mean, I think Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen were obviously stars already. They were big names. Halle Berry was a big name. And I think that was it.
A lot of the cast were like in their 20s or like when they were casted in those roles.
And poor Bobby, the guy who played Iceman, must have really been fucked up. Miss Susie says, women barely made it to the point of speaking out. Society shames men in Hollywood. Yeah. I mean, Terry Crews got so much shit, right? It was just ridiculous. Cool Keith Sextile. What? Is this world made of plastic? I don't know what you're talking about. James. What? Hollywood is just messed up. Don't let them be your heroes. I don't really.
Hollywood is a very shaky place, but you kind of have to be careful who you meet, and just kind of like
Well,
Don't
like,
let your guard down.
well, here's the thing, like Weinstein, like even if you take away him being like a pervert, he was still a very shady person.
Yeah.
Like he basically like dangled the rights of Dogma over Kevin Smith's head for like so many years, and basically dumped Kevin Smith when just one film wasn't a success after many years. And then he basically was trying to use Dogma as a way to see if Kevin Smith was still loyal to him.
Or suck his dick, either one.
Wow.
Because I don't know if anyone like knows this. Like the week before the New York Times article came out about Harvey Weinstein, he called Kevin Smith for like the first time in like almost a decade, saying, "Hey, do you want to do another Dogma project?" And like Smith was like, "Oh, sure." Then like the article came out and someone told Smith he was calling people to see who was still loyal to him.
Yeah. I mean, again, you know, when you have these kind of conversations, you kind of got to preface things, right? Like, I'm not shaming anybody, and I'm not saying Harvey was in the right. But what I'm saying is, when you're in Hollywood, right? When you have positions where it's like 4 guys are the kingmakers of Hollywood, right? They're the only ones. If you piss these people off, you don't get a role, right? There's obviously always going to be in the back of your head. It'd be like, if George doesn't do it, well, Blue Jay might, right? So then George's like, fuck. I mean, if I don't do it, Blue Jay's going to do it. He's going to get the role. I deserve that role. Well, fuck it. I'll do it, right? Fuck it. It's just once. It's just the one time. I'll do it the one time, and then I'll be done. And then once you do, they fucking got you for life, right?
It just sucks because like I said, some of these actors were like in their early 20s. Like this was like one of their first roles. So it's like you don't really know like what Bryan Singer asked of each of these like individuals.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Like this is your first role. It's like your big break. Like, and if you don't do this, like that's it. Like you're probably never going to get another chance. And I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying it's a fucked up situation to be in. I would never want to be in that, right? Miss Susie, Kevin Smith, didn't he put all the royalties to the victims of
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, he said he would like donate like any money that he made from the projects he did with Weinstein.
Look up the song "Cool Keith" Plastic World. It's from 1996. Is everything you're talking about? Oh, all right. I'd never heard of that. I'll check that out later. You see it with internet influencers. They do the same thing. Yeah, when you have that much pull, they pull. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And part of it is because we do have these like we put these people up on pedestals and we look at these careers and stuff in Hollywood as like the be all end all. And this is why you see like the same fucking actor in 100 movies, right? People don't get breaks, and you know, again, you want this is a thing you want to do, and you know, if you don't give in, never gonna happen, right?
Well, it's like I said, there's a reason why it took Brendan Fraser forever to get a role again.
Yeah. Could you imagine the amount of good actors and actresses that we lost because they refused to do these things because they were blacklisted for not playing the game, right? Now they're just waitressing somewhere. You know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
And look, I'm not saying everyone in Hollywood is evil or scummy, but like there are
all of them, even Tom Hanks.
There's definitely a large portion of them that are, and even if they're not scummy, they don't speak out about it, and they're complicit.
Yeah, that makes them scummy. I mean, if you know and you don't say nothing, you're scumbag. I mean,
I get being afraid that you're gonna lose out on work, but like, what about like the promising like young actors and actresses that are missing out on these jobs that can take over when your time is up? Well, you can't be doing this forever.
No, then they become like Oprah and start pimping other actresses to Harvey Weinstein, so they keep their spot. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
But the thing is, as the veterans, the adults of Hollywood, you guys set the example for the young crowd.
Yeah, what example did they set with Roman Polanski?
They didn't. That's the thing.
Now, speaking of Roman Polanski,
oh boy,
that's a great segue, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
Does this involve Grace Randolph?
Roman Polanski poses with child rape victim.
What the hell?
That's Roman Polanski there on the right, and that is his victim.
What?
What the?
Yeah. Roman
What?
Polanski and his child rape victim, who's now an adult, are telegraphing just how tight they are now by posing for a very cheery photo. Almost 50 years after he drugged and molested her.
What the fuck?
The infamous director posed with Samantha Gamer in a pic that was shared over the weekend by his wife, Emmanuelle Signer, who actually interviewed Gamer in a piece that ran in the French publication Le Point, where Gamer says she's over the whole saga. She don't care no more.
Wow.
That was 50 years ago. What's a little drugging and rape between friends?
Bygones be bygones. You know what? Like this gives me the same vibes as like the Jonathan Majors thing.
Well, here's the thing, and
Jesus Christ, man.
well, again, the psychology of this, right? What people don't feel that what they don't understand, and I gotta relax. What people don't understand is a lot of victims get an attachment to their victimizer, right? When it happened, she didn't like it, obviously, right? But over the years, in order to justify it in her mind, right? She's hearing all these people saying he's a good guy, he's fantastic. Why are you harassing Harvey, right? So her mind has warped it into, well, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I'm the one who contributed to it, right? It wouldn't have happened. Roman wouldn't have done that.
The thing is that still doesn't justify it happening.
Oh, I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying that's why
I know.
People are probably like,
saying.
People might be wondering why she's taking the picture with him. I'm trying to say, like, her mind has been so fucked up by this situation, right? That's like, oh, like her brain has changed it into this, like, oh, it was no big deal, right? Because she even says, in an article, Gamer says Polanski has, quote, paid his debt to society. She also says the encounter with Polanski in 1977, when she was just 13, 1-3, was never a big problem for her. And she laments it dragging on as a scandal for this long. This is something Gamer has repeatedly publicly for quite a while now. However, she did sue Polanski over the rape back in the 90s, which was reportedly settled out of court. Do you think this has anything to do with that out-of-court settlement? Here's a bunch of money, and as part of the settlement, you have to agree to every once in a while, occasionally take pictures and say that it was no big deal and you're over it.
This is just so bizarre.
Susie's right. She's probably been gaslit so long to cope with the trauma. All the gaslighting she's been under, the pressure, the money. And again, she's probably, her brain has warped it and like, oh, he just loved me so much, right? He must have been so into me that, it was not wrong because, there was actual attachment. There was actual attraction. He just loved me so much. I'm so lucky. I should be lucky. Roman Polanski loved me. Because that's how fucked up the brain gets when shit like this happens to children.
It's just gross. This is just fucking gross.
It's gross that fucking they let this dude just fucking flee the country. Just walked out of the country. Never came back.
They gave him a round of applause like years ago. Like 2 decades ago.
They know where he's at. Why don't they? Where's the fucking Batman to show up and grab his ass from fucking Europe and bring him back to the US?
Like deport him from Europe and bring him here.
He still makes movies and shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
And remember that the Academy like applauded this man like 2 decades ago. Which was like 3 decades after this incident happened.
It's you see people kind of like I don't fucking know.
Where did Polanski Boost go to escape jail? Some country accepted. I think it was like France. I want to say because I know he's always in Cannes, right?
This is baffling as fuck, to be honest with you, man.
It's not like if you've known any victims or you've talked to any victims, you know why she's doing this. As far as like them letting Polanski off the hook, it's fucking Hollywood. They don't give a shit. In the years that followed, Gamer has said the rape doesn't define her, nor does she think Polanski should continue to be dogged over it, let alone be wanted by the authorities here in the States. He's attempted to get the fugitive warrant revoked, but it hasn't worked out. As you might know, Polanski pled guilty to unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor at the time, but fled the country before he could be sentenced and has never returned. He has won Oscars since then, though. He's won Oscars. They've given this man Oscars. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. Just gives him a little tap on the face.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll give Roman a pass, but oh no, you slapped somebody in the house, we're gonna give you a punishment.
And look, I'm not defending what Will Smith did, but like it seems like the man definitely regrets what he did, and he was doing it because like someone was bringing up his wife's name. Yeah. Like, look, I have no problem with Chris Rock's joke. I'm just saying like Will Smith should not have gotten like a 10-year ban for that.
Yeah, it was. You could understand. People are married, understand, right? She gave him a look. You're like, oh shit, I pissed the wife off. I better go slap Chris Rock. Because slapping Chris Rock is probably a lot,
especially because better. He was laughing before like Jada made that face.
Yeah. So U.S. can't extradite him from France. It's not Brazil. They're not pushing. That's the problem. It says, of course, amid the Me Too movement, he is finally expelled from the academy. Finally expelled.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It took Harvey Weinstein like getting like called out for this guy to get called out.
Yeah, they should have never left him. They should have never let him leave the jail. That's the other thing when it comes to Hollywood types, right? They're like, hey, what time do you want us to pick you up? We're going to arrest you for a crime. Is 6 o'clock work for you? Oh, 7? You like to sleep in? Okay, we'll show up around 7:30, let you eat breakfast, and we'll pick you up and throw you in a cell for a little while. Is that okay with you?
We'll let you film your movie during this time.
Finbar says, forgivable, rape a child while white. Unforgivable, slap a man while black. But he slapped a black man. That's the problem. If he slapped a white man, it might have been okay. I would have just slapped everybody. I would have just slapped fucking Chris Rock and then everybody who was laughing. Who's fucking laughing? Crack, crack. I would have just been slapping people. Fucking at that point, right? Once you slap Chris Rock, that's like, that's it. I'm fucked, right? I might as well just start slapping everybody. That's why we say, like, if I murder somebody, right? If it comes to that and I murder somebody, I'm just going to go on a spree. Because fuck it, at that point, 1 life sentence, 6 life sentence. I might be able to plead insanity if I kill like 50 people, right?
Well, I wonder how many people like to defend Roman Polanski used his wife's like death, like by the Charles Manson cult, as like an excuse for his bad behavior.
Probably a lot. He was in a bad state of mind. He wasn't thinking.
Still, like that's still not. It's just like people make up excuses for anyone.
We all love Rick James, but he was a nasty cunt, really, if you look him up. Great songs, though. But that's the thing, right? I can separate art from the artist, right? I can go, these are fantastic things, but fucking Rick James is a fucking cunt, right? I don't look up to Rick James. I'm not like, hey, Rick James deserves applause and people should love him. I just go, hey, those songs were pretty good. That's it. Roman Polanski should have been stopped from making any more films, right? Dude, you're a fucking fugitive from the law. You're a wanted criminal. How is a wanted criminal being going, hey, Roman, could you direct some movies? Yeah, I know you're wanted, but we'll put you on the video chat. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Like, I don't. And the crime he did, right? It's not like he's like jaywalked and like fuck. Roman Polanski fled the country. He's fucking got outstanding parking tickets, right? It's like, come on.
Some people say like, separate the art from the artist, but like, yeah, you can separate the art from the artist, but like, if you're just using that to flat ignore the shit that person done, that's a very dangerous thinking. It's a very dangerous thinking if you only care about like the movie itself than the well-being of others. That's just a dangerous line of thinking in my opinion.
What's even worse is how could anybody fucking like? I would not work with him, right?
No.
It's like I've cut off people from this channel. From this channel, I've cut people off for less than that. And people are like, Roman, you raped a 13-year-old? Okay, you could direct me. It's fine, no problem. I'll work with you. Scoop.
Yeah, I push people out of my life for less.
Finbar says they should separate Roman Polanski's head from his body. Just saying. And bring back the guillotine. Guillotines work.
Oh boy.
Man, he's fucked up in the head. Fuck him.
Yo, like I like, you know, people always bring up like what Hollywood celebrities go to Epstein Island. How do we know this guy didn't? Because he was like in this country for so long.
Yes. That's all I had. I don't got anything. You guys got anything? Any other interesting movie talk things going
on? Sure, I don't know. You guys thought I bet you guys talked about the Mario movie.
Yeah, we did. Top of the hour.
Yeah, I talked about. Well, I was playing Jedi Survivor. I just bought that game today. Beat the first part, and wanted to just take a little break. And then you guys were streaming that popped in, and I was like, I think there's really nothing else to talk about.
What the hell? You guys remember Chris Gore made that movie? What the hell is that movie he made? Big fat independent movie, right? There it is.
Chris Gore. Oh, Chris Gore?
Yeah. I know a guy who's interviewing Chris Gore. I might have a line on getting us a copy of my Big Fat Independent movie.
Tony, I don't know if you're gonna get to moderate that debate. I just checked Twitter.
Why? What happened?
I don't know. I guess I don't know, like if RJ was like replying in Sill's chat or whatever, but like Sill's kind of like saying this is pathetic. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, get the F out of here, or you'll.
No,
be
you
removed.
can say fuck.
Okay, get the fuck out of here, or you'll be removed. Childish shit. It's like this recent tweet that RJ just made.
Oh my god! I just saw that. I'm like, wow.
It's a shame.
We were just talking about that at the top of the show. How we were excited. We were excited for the possible debate.
That's
and I made my endorsement to have Tony moderated on this channel.
Hey, I got a link. I'm not here to cause trouble. Blame whoever's tossing out links like candy. I guess he was in the backstage area. This wasn't even in the.
People ask for links like candy all the time. Like, hey, send me a link. Send me a link. Send me a link. I'm like, what link for what?
A link.
Also,
you want a link to save Princess Zelda?
I don't know if you guys know, but in the new Jedi Survivor, there's a frog.
A frog?
Big frog alien. Hold on.
Is there it's a Tony cameo basically?
Boom. I'm not saying I'm in the new Jedi Survivor, but
he kind of looks like he has a familiar design. I can't put my finger on it.
Just saying.
It looks like someone you see out of Quantumania, to be honest with you. Judging from the eyes.
Yeah, I know that we were all talking about when we saw that trailer on Max's channel for my Big Fat Independent movie. We all thought it was funny. We're like, yeah, but we couldn't find a copy of it. So hopefully, now that I got a direct line to Chris Gore through a friend, we might have it, gentlemen. We might have a copy of the movie.
Would you be able to do it for one of your bad movie nights?
We just might. Get the copy first, then ask for permission. Right? Don't ask for permission while we're trying to get the copy. Just get the copy. Then when we have it in our possession.
Yeah, I remember that stream. Matt Jarbo came in and killed all the fun.
Doesn't he always?
I like. Well, what stream was that again?
I don't know. It was like a Max stream from like months ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes Jarbo can be in the right sometimes because of Max's crap.
Yeah. All right. Last thing for the day. And this is he doesn't need any help from me. Obviously, he's a lot bigger content creator, but he's still a friend of the channel. check out Super Killer #1. It's going to launch on Indiegogo tomorrow. That's right. Vito's finally gotten off his ass, and he's making a comic book. Super Killer Volume 1, a blood-soaked superhero comedy from the darkly hilarious mind of comedian and YouTuber Vito Giswaldi is how they pronounced it on Min's Salad Show.
Okay. I like Vito quite a bit.
Vito is awesome.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, he's been on this show several times. He's been on the channel. He's a good friend of the show. I've been on his channel. It hasn't really helped me, but I've been on his channel several times.
It's always nice to see people make their own kind of superhero stuff. You know, I have some cool ideas, but I just don't know how to like lay it out visually.
Yeah.
You know, I've always have like unique ideas when it comes to this stuff.
Now, if you are a fan of the anime, great anime mangaka, illustrator, godfather of tentacle porn, is actually doing a special variant cover for Super Killer. So, I mean, you want to get in there early. You want to get that tentacle variant cover of Super Killer #1. This guy hasn't drawn for years, Toshi Maeda, but he's doing a cover for the comic. I've seen it. It looks good. What else can be said about Super Killer #1? Also, I read I got a little sneak peek of the comic. It's fucking fantastic. I'm not just saying that because I'm a simp for Vito, and he's telling me to do so. But it is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, wait till you see it because it's going to be just one of the best graphic novels coming out. Get the manga, nerds. Super Killer, there's no Ho-Ass Roads. Yeah. So Vito, at one point, he suggested, he was like, hey, I want suggestions for covers and stuff, right? Someone sent in, and I don't know why, because Vito's, he's willing to go with the joke. He's willing to take the risk, as we do here in the show. So someone sent in a drawing of Super Killer, which is his superhero, kneeling on the neck of Isom in a very Derek Chauvin esque pose. So, it's going to be a controversial comic. Eric July, his Simps are not happy. And of course, when asked for comments, Eric had this to say.
Fuck them hoe-ass roads, man.
I'm not a fan of Young Ripper at all, but that's a funny clip, not gonna lie. Even the stream he had with Jody's Corner.
Yeah, but I mean, I like this clip better.
Not fooling a libertarian by bringing up them bitch ass roads.
This free loses his shit just gets me sometimes.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic. I love you. Love each and every one of you. Until it's revealed that Isom's superpower is brass neck. Oof. Where's the 5% frog discount? He's not a sponsor. Super Killer is not a sponsor. So you don't get no discount. No discount. But yeah, Super Killer #1. The Indiegogo launches tomorrow. It's going to be a huge, huge project. I've seen all the tiers. I've seen all the things. You know what? Let's watch the video because Vito has the video up on Indiegogo right now. Let's see the campaign. from our buddy here, Mr. Giswaldi.
Hi there. My name's Vito Giswaldi, and I am the creator of Super Killer. Right there on the hat, you can see it. An exciting new graphic novel that I am so excited to tell you about. But first, I want to tell you guys my story and why this book means so much to me. Now, I currently live in Los Angeles, California, a hellhole of human misery if there ever was one. And I moved here about 10 years ago with the hopes of making it in the entertainment industry. I wanted to work in Hollywood. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to do so many things.
If you haven't watched Vito's old fucking skits and his old YouTube videos, fucking hilarious. And again, I'm not just saying that to suck up to Vito. They are actually really good. He used to be a lot funnier. Then he just and a lot skinnier. Now he's like a short, rotund Mario looking.
What I quickly learned, though, is that opportunities are not exactly easy to come by out here. There's a big, long list of the type of people who get hired in Hollywood right now, and for some reason, fat Italian idiot is not one of the boxes they're looking to check. So after a decade of trying to convince these people to give me a shot, I decided to do something which seemed crazy at the time and go independent. I took a big risk on myself, and I'm happy to say it paid off. And I now have a YouTube channel with over 250,000 subscribers. A few years ago, I was able to kickstart my own card game and raised over $10,000 from my extremely awesome backers. And now I get to do comedy every single week as part of the Biggest Problem in the Universe podcast, where me and my co-host Dick Masterson say some things we're probably going to get canceled for.
Also, Biggest Problem, fantastic show. I wish I had half of their comedic timing and chops. Also, Boogie was going to be the host of that show until Vito stole the role. Any update on Vito's cat? Has it come back? It has not.
Aw.
Nobody knows.
No, a bunch of kids
This sounds like a fucking another crisis actor.
Stop it! No!
Point is, what I've learned is that we no longer need to rely on the mainstream for our entertainment. There is an independent revolution going on right now, and I am so excited to be joining their ranks with my first ever graphic novel, Super Killer. Super Killer is the story of multiversal assassin Sam King, a man with a very important job. See, the multiverse is kind of like a cosmic circuit breaker. Plug in too many worlds, and you risk overloading the entire system and erasing all of reality. Thus, Sam's job is to infiltrate worlds scheduled...
That's Max's house.
What?
Just I'm just being funny. I just wanted to show the plug. I was like, I want to take a jab with somebody.
Assassinate their primary hero and unplug that world from the cosmic stack. Unfortunately for Sam, these heroes aren't going down without a fight. Armed only with his trusty ray gun, Sam must outwit and outsmart some of the most powerful heroes in the multiverse, facing off against alien supermen, night-crawling animal-themed detectives, and even the occasional magical girl. Super Killer is the kind of comic they don't want us to make anymore. It's got stylish, over-the-top violence. It's got a legitimately hilarious plot. And, best of all, it's got sexy ladies in it. Can you believe it? God forbid.
That's the tentacle cover.
You know what? I can see this being picked up by Amazon. I can see this being like I can see this being picked up by Amazon.
This guy's definition of a brass neck? No. His neck is too hairy for brass. I've read it. Like I said, I did read. Vito gave me a preview of the comic. It's fucking good. You know me. I am a critic. I will fucking. If I thought it was shit, I'd be like, fucking Vito, this is ridiculous. Why would you put this out? It's fucking good. It's fucking good. Yeah, I would say for his first book. It's not a 10. It's not a 10. I'm not gonna, gas him up. But it's a solid 8. It's a solid 8.5.
Yeah, this is the kind like the stuff that he's shown in his video. This is like the kind of like comedy and the more like very mature thing that's been going. I can see this being like an Amazon thing, like they did with Invincible and The Boys. This is right up their alley already.
Yeah, like I said, it's good. Now, I didn't get all the art. All the art wasn't finished, so maybe with the art, it might be kick it up to a 9. But what I read was fantastic.
A red-blooded American man be allowed to read a comic book with a sexy lady in it. Guys, we all know mainstream entertainment sucks now. The movies suck, the TV shows suck, the comic books suck, and the only way to fix it is to create an independent alternative to rival the mainstream. These entertainment companies say there's no room for guys like us, so we're taking their advice and creating our own space. We can show them that there is a market for good storytelling, for funny jokes, for sexy women. These are things that we want. Why did they take them away from us? The mainstream has forgotten how to tell good stories, and it's up to us to show them how it's done. And who knows? If we do a good enough job, maybe we're going to be the next mainstream. Wouldn't that be something? Super Killer #1, available now on Indiegogo. I'm so grateful for everyone who supported me thus far, and I'm so happy that you're joining me on the next step of my creative journey. I promise I won't let you down.
He's got my money. He's got my money.
Definitely sounds interesting.
So there it is. I prefer sexy alien girls. I don't know. Is that 1 inch? But no, that's Vito. It's Vito. Come on. Is this Dean TV I'm doing around here? No Red Bull. That was Vito Gesualdi, a friend of the channel. All around nice guy. Cat molester. You know, typical. That was when you laugh, guys. Those are the jokes. When I said the thing about the cat, you were supposed to find it funny.
Oof.
It's hard to get good second bananas around here, but we're trying. We're trying. Anyway, that's the show. We dragged it on long enough. It's almost been 2 hours. That was a Real Talk with Real Geeks. We'll be back for another one every Monday at 7:35 Central Standard Time. And, of course, tomorrow is Wrestling Day, so we're going to be talking wrestling because we are now a variety channel where we talk about a variety of subjects. Each subject getting a day of the week. Except for Sunday, that's my day off. Has nothing to do with the Sabbath because the Sabbath is on Saturday, despite everybody's going to church on Sunday. I just need a day off for me, just some me time. Also, the old lady would be very upset if I stream 7 days a week. So she gets 1 day. She gets 1 day. So there it is. With that said, as always, love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.
Peace.